You got it, man.
Thank you guys for tuning in. And once again, we're in episode 3, man, of Business and Spirituality. And thank you guys so much for tuning in. Peace and love to everybody. Y'all know the saying. That's the logo. That's our slogan here on Business and Spirituality. In business and in spirituality, man, so many times we feel like people may get trumped over, I feel this way. People I've talked to, I've been in my career this way. People feel. So, here on the Business and Spirituality set and the lifestyle we're going to be talking about is talking about level the playing field, seeing that without people, business is not possible. Seeing that without others, without ourselves, we can't do what we need to do in life. In the business and the spirituality, we don't have enough peace. You know what I mean? Like I said, that's probably why we're jumping over each other and stuff. We're taking our things that we may be going through, or maybe necessarily, let's say, a way or a view that we're seeing. And then what happens is we go push that on people sometimes, non-intentionally, and then, or maybe we bring it to our business non-intentionally. So that's kind of like what we want to talk about today. Trumping over people and just make sure we understand that people are people. So we're going to talk about letting people tell you what to do. Not acting out of fear. We talk about fear a little bit, eradicating fear. So watch the last episode if you want to get some lessons or some advice on how to eradicate fear out your life. Got you on there. That's pretty much it, guys. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So today, letting people tell you what to do when they don't even know what you do. Or I say a big thing out of my life is that along my way and along my walk, I let people just come along, and just always just give me advice. Just give me advice. That's great, guys, into a it's great and we say here on the podcast, we feel as though there's a balance in things. It's not necessarily a middle, not necessarily hot or cold, but a balance where it's not at fault or it's not hurting you. So I'll say that to say, let's say it's a few things. Why you don't always just need advice. You first in mind had an idea or a thought come to you, and then you're alone just carrying it out. So most times you may just see people just come along, just picture it. I'm going to start animating these things as well, not just the animation beginning, but I'm going to animate these things for you guys. So imagine you're alone, someone come along, they're seeing you. They're like, hey, I like what you're doing there. I see what you're doing there. This is my ideas and my thoughts on this. And you're like, hey, when you're knowing, and then we're talking about the knowing you, and this is what it looks like. Think about it and keep this concept in mind. Hey, I like that, and I appreciate your thoughts. But, hey, let me go ahead and finish my thoughts first. And then maybe, like I say, this is like once I put this out, you can have your thoughts. And just imagine this is in a world where we're not on stage yet. And then when we put it on stage, i.e. Instagram, Facebook, when we put it out on YouTube or put it out in theaters, then we're looking for people's feedback. And so, you know what I'm saying? So like I said, getting back to sometimes it can hurt you in your process where it hasn't even been put out to the world yet. And like I said, let me make that personal. A lot of times in my life, I let people get to me and say things to me, even though I didn't realize. That's the biggest thing here on Business and Spirituality. A lot of things we're going to talk about is being non-conscious, being unaware. I was aware that people were talking to me, and sometimes I speak up about my thing, what I was talking about. Hey, man, you share that same interest? Yeah, let's talk about that. People were talking good. And then some people were talking bad to me, and I just didn't even realize it because I don't talk to myself that way. So because I didn't talk to myself that way, what I would do is I would ignore it, not seeing the fact that they still were disrespecting my thoughts. They were saying, hey, man, let me put this thought on you, and I wasn't willing to take their thought, nor did I ask for their thought. First of all, in order for someone to be giving you advice, you have to be, willing to accept the advice. Otherwise, that's just talking. And sometimes, like I said, this is all part of knowing as well. We can just sit here and say, hey, man, I really like what you're saying, but I don't need your advice right now. I know and I'm sure about what I'm doing. You don't always have to, like I said, because that's kind of like to put the pressure on you as well, to always be that person to be seeing, so that other person should be able to see. But growing in life, and that's where I'm at as well. You're gonna have to always, because who else gonna look out for you other than you? That's just how life works, guys, and that's what we're gonna get at, and that's what you're gonna see. You always got to have your best interest in mind. You always got to be looking out for you. What does it look like someone that is looking out for you? Your interests sound the same as mine, and some of the things that you're saying, they're lining up with what I'm saying as well. Okay, so like we want to build a roller coaster. Okay, bro, I meet somebody, they want to build a roller coaster. How many times you built a roller coaster? Nah, man, I ain't never been on a roller coaster. This is you. You ask the person, how many times you built a roller coaster? Nah, never. Nah, man, but I want to go see. And then they never come out to, you say, okay, meet me here tomorrow at 6 a.m. We're going to start building a roller coaster. But they never show up. That's someone who doesn't have the same interest as you. The next person is, hey, man, let's build that roller coaster. All right, man, I'm trying to build a roller coaster. Let's meet here tomorrow at 6 a.m. Bet I meet you tomorrow at 6 a.m. And the other person says, hey, I got some tools that, even though I built a roller coaster, but I've been studying and stuff, and I'm ready, and I'm bringing that stuff with me. That's somebody who kind of like-minded interest, you know what I mean? Or it looked like somebody who just going to show up at 6 a.m. And then they're just willing to jump into it and just do it with you. It looks like, you know what I mean? Those type of people who've already did the homework, people who are just willing to show up and just get the work done. That's the type of people who has an interest in you, people who you should listen to. So once again, letting people tell you what to do when they don't even do what you do, try your best to stay away from people like that, because they're going to give you advice on your situation and they don't even know your situation. And once again, remember in the beginning, I'm going to animate this if I can, or I'm going to animate it later, guys. You're along your path and you're going and you're doing what you're doing. You had a vision that God gave you, you thought of, or whatever you say, you just got it. You got that vision. You got it. You're moving along that vision, and you're going to let someone come in and just move you off of that. You know, be careful. A lot of people don't. A lot of people do. A lot of people may not aware. Some people may be aware and not even sure what to do. Maybe this is for you as well. Hey, this is what you should do. This is a nice way you can go along. Hey, man, I really appreciate what you're saying and what how much you constitute in my life. But at this point, it's not a but. I try my best to say not to say but. So let's try to phrase that in a better way. I appreciate everything that you're doing for me, and I'm so grateful for your point of view. This is my new point of view, and this is how I'm starting to see things now. And this is how I like to be, I would like to go about my life or elaborate my vision and my goals. Let's say it like that. This is the way that I would like to visualize and then now go live my life. This is the new visuals I have. This is the thoughts that I have. This is the way that I've been thinking. This is how I want to say it. This is what I want it to look like. These are many ways that you can speak and you can say from you where you're not being disrespectful to people. And most times when we say no to someone, we say no to ourselves as well. So like I said, that's going back to what I said, pay attention to them anyway. A lot of this stuff is non-conscious, so that's why we want to start consciously being about it. Why? Because all it is like, hey, man, somebody come out here and say, hey, you can live your life how you want to. How? Just detail it and write it down and say it and speak it and talk about it. So that's why we have to be more detailed about our life. We have to write it down, speak about it, talk about it, just walk around being it. And that's how you be your life. Otherwise, when somebody just come into you, they're being about their life or they're being about something else. So you always have to continuously be about your life. I said you have to be very cautious and careful of what people may be telling you in different times, because it just may not be constituting to what you need to be hearing. And what we're talking about in the non-conscious, because if you're not aware you don't need to be hearing this, you're unconsciously soaking that in. So somebody's sitting there saying like, hey, man, I want to go get a couple $1 million. I want to go help feed people, family, kind of like me. That's what I'm doing this for. I want to feed myself and feed people and employ people, just secure our lives for forever and secure our children's lives, you know. And then somebody else is, okay, yeah, bro, I want to do the same thing, but they don't, you know what I'm saying? So unconsciously, they're putting their thoughts on you. And like I said, there's a balance in that, guys. It's not necessarily wrong or bad, but it's to a limit, because what happens at the end of the day, when you're not mediating or paying attention to these things, they're phasing you and they're doing something to you and you personally. So, like I said, I'm always talking to you guys, my own person. I am the biggest example. That's why I'm doing the show. We're here on this platform. I was the biggest example why I had to flip all these things around in my life, and I had to start get some action done, you know, as I've always kind of been on the action. But along the way, I was able to shake it off, baby. Oh, okay, no, that's what people are doing too. Okay, no, we can't be doing doing that because I got to go do this because I got a bigger vision and it's bigger than me. And when it's bigger than you guys, you got to see, and that's what helped me as well. So listening, people telling me what to do when they don't do what I do. I was like, oh, bro, you want me to listen to you, but have you walked in the walk that I walked in? And that's not necessarily wrong or bad because what I have to monitor what I'm taking in, guys. Hopefully you guys are getting that. Then we're going to move into, and you talking about something you don't know about. Make sure that you're not speaking about events you don't know about. When I was in the Army, I'm an Army vet, as you guys don't know, and if I don't say it enough, I'm going to continue to say it here on this platform. I am a United States Army vet. I was in the Army almost 6 years of my life, been to Iraq and came back. I heard a lot of Army stories while I was in the Army. I gave a few of my Army stories, not a lot. I have so many experiences. It was a fun time in my life. It was really fun, really educational. But I'd say me being an Army veteran, I hear so many people flex while I was in the Army, thinking some of the stuff I didn't realize, but I was just fully believing them. Now I look at it to this day. Sometimes even in the Army, I'm like, bro, you didn't go through that. That didn't happen to you, So I'm saying all that to say, even though I'm an Army veteran now, I'm on the other side. I can come out here and, young and Bur, when I went to Iraq and I did this and that, bro, I don't flex none of my stories. None of that stories need to be shared here, of course, with you guys right now. That's not the point. But I'm just saying, try your best not to flex. That's what motivated me to, at one point, put down books. At this point where I woke up and I was like, hey, I'm a person, I'm a being. Somebody wrote this book. That's a person, that's a being. I can go live exactly how they living it, or I can go find it out for myself. So that's when I went and started living my life, guys. But I went about 8 years where I didn't read books because I just wanted to go live my life and experience. So, I just do my best not to just repeat something that I read in a book. I do my best not to fabricate my life and say that I've done things that I didn't do. Spiritually, guys, we're going to go into further as we continue these episodes. We're going to talk about the power of words and how these things can be hurting you otherwise. If you continuously listen to people who's not about you and you continuously talk about things that you're not, what you're doing is creating a false reality, and you don't realize it, but this is what we have to consciously wake up. We have to live that stuff, guys. Whether you know it or not, you're living this reality every day. You're like, bro, this ain't life. This is not how I saw my life, and this is not how I want it to go, because you're not consciously talking about, doing, and accepting how you want it to go. You got to always be about that. You always got to be about, hey, nah, this is how I want my life to go. And it's not how it's going right now. Hey, something ain't right. We got to flip the script. We got to do what we got to do. You have to constantly and consciously always be about how you want your life to be, guys. That's just what it is. We almost done here. Be fun, act out of fun, go without expecting. The best way we can go about things is go about without expectation. Like have a precedented. Let's not even say the word expectation. Have a knowledge of what it could be, and then but have a imagination where you like, but this is the many opportunities that could be as well. And what I'm saying is, let me put this in real world terms. My business, I wanted to figure out how to go from being an entrepreneur to a business owner where I employ people as well and growing my business to the next level where we're getting big grants and big loans and big clients and things like that, where we're just pretty much passing a lot of finances through our business, guys. What does that look like? So that looks like me having a good idea by reading all these books, reading all these websites, talking to people. Hey, this is what my business is. This is what it 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 is. But then I want to go ahead and not act out of fear and be fun, act out of fun. Like, it takes me sometimes to do that in any process, guys. When I first start the process, I act out of fear. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's kind of that fear, but it's not a scary fear. Like when I first started, it's just like, oh, here's something new. I don't know. So I go start finding out. So once I get out of that, I shake that, I begin to try to get into fun phase. So I'm like, okay, this is what everybody said it is. This is what I read. But what do I want? Okay, this is what I want. And then with what I want, once again, like I said, I'm looking at all the other possibilities. And that's when it kind of gets fun for me. Okay, so I want $1 million. For $1 million, and they say go for 2 or go 20% more, or sometimes 400%. Why? What's wrong with asking for 400 mil or a bill? You know what I'm saying? And that's just getting fun with it because why? Now you went from possibility of getting 2 mil to 400 mil or 2 billion. You see what I'm saying? So I open up these new opportunities and possibilities, and that's when it becomes fun for you. For as I sit here in my dream in my studio and doing what I'm doing, as I pass it off to you, the more you make it fun, the more you're going to get it, guys. You're going to get exactly what you want to do. When you make it depressing, when you continue to tell yourself, hey, I gotta do this. Hey, this is something I just gotta do. This is something I don't really want to do, but I'm doing it. Hey, I gotta go to work today. It's hard for you to really accomplish what you need to do. Yeah, it just really is, guys. We have to sit back and think about it. That's an unconscious part of us. But isn't it hard to get a child to eat vegetables when they don't enjoy the vegetables? Isn't it hard to get someone to go down a slide when they don't like slides, when they have a fear of heights? So it's hard to get someone to ride a roller coaster when they have a fear of heights. So we don't want to do what's hard. We want to try our best to do what's easy for us. So try your best to make it easy for you. So you have to find a way to make whatever it is fun. Is it finding funds for your business? Is it starting up a business? Is it learning how to work with people, learning how to ask questions, learning how to grow? You have to make it fun. Find a way to make it fun, and that's when you really start to enjoy the things of it. All that and saying that's business and spirituality. That's putting the spirituality into the business, and now you get to put the spirit. And I would say spirit, another word for spirit to me is life. Now you get to enjoy the life of the business instead of just doing business, just doing work and stuff. Now we're enjoying life. We really living life. So that's the business and spirituality part of it for the day, guys. Just want to add a few more things as I wrap up. Acting out of fun. Go without expecting the less we care, the less our mind will harass us, worry, and stress less. So if we come in this thing going with fun, with the business and the spirituality, just living life in it, not being afraid or letting people put fear into us with what they said and what we should expect and what they're doing, and just really believing and remember, hey, I had an idea in the beginning. This is what I wanted to do. I really wanted to help some people. I really wanted to do this, and this is how I wanted to go about it. And I'm going to do this thing, and I'm going to be determined for it. And I'm going to be determined through it. I'm going to be determined to carry it out. If I get help, if I don't get help, well, and then, like I say, we're going to the phase of making it fun. Well, hopefully I get some help someday, God. God, you don't want me to tote this thing by myself. However you want to make it fun for you. Make it fun, guys. Hallelujah, we believe in holy days. These are some of the most holiest days on earth, where you can be with your family, you can be with the people you love. So honor and cherish them, because at the top of this year, we're going to be coming out. We knocking everybody's head off, right? We doing whatever we need to do. We out here living our dream. And if you're not, tap in, y'all, because we're going to make sure within the next year, show you how to live your dream, how to get on target. So I want to help you as much as I can to get where you want to be in life. If you need a life coach, I'm here for you, not to lean and depend on, but to give you the tools to do and get what you need. And I say not to lean and depend on, because you're going to find out through this course of next year, the biggest person, the biggest it factor is you. It's you. And once you lean and depend on you, like I learned to lean and depend on me, hey, you're going to see there's nothing that you can't do out here. Hey, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you hit that like and that subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and follow and subscribe to the channel. And make sure you stay tuned into the next episode.